Welcome to another episode of Penang Watch Guy. Now, I believe that every watch brand should rock the boat every now and then and produce models that are unconventional. Omega's attempt is nothing new, but has it failed to impress? This is my review of the triple date Omega Speedmaster, reference 3513.30. The watch's case is 39mm in diameter and has a height of 9.8mm. It is made out of stainless steel with scratch-resistant sapphire crystal. The triple date has a silver dial and a water resistance of 50 meters. Now, when you compare the regular Speedmasters with this model, you'll quickly notice a few differences. Mainly, the entire watch is silver grey, and the positions of the dials are different. Perhaps the most striking difference of all is the lack of contrast between the dial, bezel, and bracelet. The regular line Speedmasters usually have a contrast of white, black, or blue against steel. No contrast, so what? Well, if you ask me, the color contrast is an important part of the Speedmaster design as a whole and allows others to recognize it from afar. Without it, the watch becomes a little harder to distinguish from other regular steel case watches. When you spend the money on an Omega, you will appreciate to some extent when others can instantly recognize it on your wrist. With a triple date, however, it may require a little more convincing on your part. Now I know what you're thinking. The triple date seems a little lackluster. But that's gonna change right now, because the most interesting part of this watch is actually what lies underneath the case. The movement is the Omega Caliber 1152, better known as the ETA movement 7750. It is a high-end ETA movement that was first produced in the 1970s and is accurate enough to obtain COSC certification. In fact, it was the go-to movement for many brands like Tag Heuer, Breitling, Omega, Tudor, and IWC after the quartz crisis in the 1980s. So, while it isn't an Omega in-house movement, and it is coming close to its 45th year anniversary, for a movement to have survived so long is an exceptional feat in itself. It's also been used to power many models for many brands. This isn't something that is easily found in regular movements and I think deserves a certain degree of appreciation. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And while you're at it, you can also leave a like if you want. No pressure. Like any other Speedmaster, it has a chronograph function, tachymeter on the bezel, and a date function. It also has a power reserve of 44 hours. But what's unique is the bracelet because it has a sliding clasp that can accommodate any size wrist. Basically, it helps to prevent the bracelet from pinching your skin when you wear it tight, like I know some of you do. To me, this is a huge plus. Being 39mm in diameter, it wears very well and is quite light. It doesn't impede on your wrist or hand movements at all. By now you've heard about how it looks and feels. Now, let's see how well it reads. Being all grey, the triple date takes a little getting used to. Your eyes need to be somewhat trained to know where to look at, especially when you try to read the smaller dials. But when you do spend the time to look at it, you'll find the details on the dial is exquisite, and it definitely speaks of Omega's usual high standards. I love it even more when the lume lights up in darker environments. It is really something to behold. My conclusion about this watch is that while it does suffer on certain aspects, such as the lack of recognition as a traditional Speedmaster, and minus the newer in-house coaxial movements, it does stand out in its own way. For one, the triple date is priced more affordably compared to the other in-house Speedmasters due to the use of steel and common but rich in history ETA movement. Instead of thinking that you're getting an Omega with a non-in-house movement and perhaps made out of a cheaper quality material, think of it as buying a piece of watch history by owning the movement, which also happens to carry the Omega logo on the case. That way, it becomes a huge win. Also, one thing to note is that due to the mechanics of the movement, you will feel a slight vibration when the rotor is spinning, and the common man will chalk this up as poor quality. But you will know better, and you will appreciate this timepiece all the more because of it. Make no mistake about it, despite its shortcomings, the triple date is a unique timepiece that stands out from its brothers and sisters, with its beautifully crafted dial and affordable price point. If you want an Omega watch but not spend the usual amount of money to acquire one, then I highly recommend the triple date. Enjoy the video? Be sure to check out my other reviews on my channel. Want to start a discussion or ask a question? Let's talk in the comment section down below. Until next time, Penang Watch Guy out.